today I want to take you on a little journey through my own entrepreneurial path. But there are two things that I hope that you'll take away from this. One is that the road is not smooth. And it is certainly not a straightaway. And the second thing is that if entrepreneurship is what is on your heart, the twists and turns and all of those things will be more about what you can learn about business and about yourself as a kick-ass woman than they will be about your struggles. So that said, if you're someone who has always had that little voice in your head saying, I could turn this into a business, then you'll definitely want to keep rocking with me for this one. Entrepreneurship has been with me for as long as I can remember. So let's go all the way back to when I was a kid making friendship bracelets. Yeah, friendship bracelets with the braids and those little twisty spiral things. And there's, all sorts of other designs, but that's where it all started for me. And I didn't just enjoy making them, I saw an opportunity to sell them. So I managed to get myself a little table space one time at a local craft fair. And that is how far back this entrepreneurial spirit goes. I think I was maybe in 3rd grade. So I was always looking for ways to turn hobbies into a business. Fast forward a bit. 18, I joined the Army. So during my time in the Army, I did IT and I found more than a career there. I met my husband. But the entrepreneurial spirit never really left me. After the Army, I studied baking and pastry arts, and I had a dream of opening my own bakery. I even had a business plan ready to go. But as many of us military spouses know, life had other plans. A military-style curveball delayed that dream, and it became something for later. And little did I know that later would look entirely different than I had originally imagined. So during that time, what happened was my husband decided that he wanted to commit 20 years to staying in the military. Now, I could tell you that if I had known enough about pivoting and staying flexible in business, that I could have made my dreams of a bakery work in a different way and to my advantage, even through all of the military moves. And that would kind of be true. However, I also believe that things happen the way that they're supposed to. There is something for me to have learned in that phase, as there is in each and every phase of life. And I believe looking back at that time, what I was to continue to learn from was the proof that I could be a strong leader, that I had it in me to be a leader. I learned that so many of my own leaders saw these qualities in me that I didn't see in myself. I was stuck in such a cycle of self-doubt during that time and for a long period, and even imposter syndrome. And it wouldn't be until I found life coaching that I put all of this together. Often it is much later that we do come to see these lessons. It's once we're removed from the thick of it and the emotions that we're feeling about our situation that we can look at the facts objectively. All of that said, I had the time of my life in culinary school and all that it offered me. After some time, I tried my hand at network marketing. It taught me about putting myself out there, and to be very blunt, it taught me about how not to approach people about my business endeavor. But arguably, the most important thing that came out of it is realizing I really did want to start my own business, like a business that truly belonged to me. So that is what led me to opening my first Etsy shop in kind of a roundabout way. So that actually started in Carline while I was waiting for my son at school. I love to read, but I found I could only read so much sitting in that car line day after day after day for long periods of time. And so I decided that I wanted to learn something new. So I hopped on YouTube and I learned to crochet during that time. Simple things initially, like hats and headbands and ear warmers and these super fun little crochet F-bombs, which turned out to be a favorite, not just of mine, but amongst the community. And then soon I expanded into wood signs, even teaching myself a little bit of woodworking with, you guessed it, YouTube tutorials. And then I eventually opened a second shop dedicated specifically to my signs in honor of my late dad, and I named it after him and his love for woodworking and working with his hands and creating things. And it was a really special shop because it fulfilled my desire to create and explore a purpose outside of my roles in our household, but also provided a way for me to feel connected to my dad. Now, I don't know what in the world I was thinking, but I opened another shop still while running my other 2 shops. So for 3, if you're keeping count. Of course, I say that I don't know what in the world I was thinking, but again, this is another situation where looking back, I can see the lesson. I had no clarity around what purpose I was really trying to fulfill with these businesses. I had no foundation for being a business owner. I just knew I liked to create and I wanted to earn some money for my household through those creations. Today, I can identify that and I can use that to support my own clients so that they don't have to make the same mistakes and shuffling from one thing to the next thing and this and that, if that is not a necessary part of their process as well. Now, admittedly, some of us do need the exploration, kind of like sowing your wild oats situation, if you will. But many of us just don't have the clarity. As a matter of fact, I recently polled my audience and found that lack of clarity was a huge issue in moving forward with business endeavors. So anyway, getting back to my journey, I explored a lot of business ideas, but deep down, the passion for lifting others up was at the core of everything I did. Sometimes that just looked like making people smile with witty or sarcastic products or my baked goods. And through some endeavors, it was supporting people in various personal development aspects. And that was actually really true when I pursued becoming a spin instructor for a time. So while that wasn't an entrepreneurial endeavor per se, I think it's worth mentioning because it is what helped me to realize that the core of everything was that supporting others and their best life was there. The core was empowering others to reach their dreams. So becoming a life coach just felt right when I came upon it. And now helping other women step into their own power is what lights me up every day. I love talking about how we can turn your dreams into action. And if there is one thing that I have learned, it's that each step, each little entrepreneurial experiment has brought me here to where I am today. And for that, I have no regrets around the places that I didn't pursue, didn't follow through, maybe felt like I was stumbling along the way. So what about you? Maybe you've got your own list of entrepreneurial ideas, or you're dreaming of something that hasn't really taken off yet, that you maybe haven't taken the first step, or maybe you have taken that first step, but you're struggling to see what the next step is. So I would encourage you to write down all of those ideas. Do not filter yourself. Dream big and let those daydreams flow. And if you're ready to start turning those dreams into reality, make sure to subscribe to my channel because we are going to explore that in the next video. Now, if you loved this story and if you want to dive deeper into entrepreneurship or finding your passion, make sure to download my free ebook, More Than Mom, which I have linked in the description for you.